Yes, Soil, it is.
Okay, great. Sorry, guys, sorry for this. I'm not well, so please excuse me for this. Right. So here, guys, we have completed test migration. We are done with cleanup. No cleanup pending. No test migration pending or in progress. Nothing. Again, replication item. Two machines are healthy. Now we can go ahead and start our migration. You want to be double sure about it? Go to migration. Click on jobs. Check again if anything is pending, anything failed, anything. So we did test failover. We did cleanup of test failover. Both of them were successful. So everything looks good. Now we can simply go ahead and click on migrate, or again go to overview and click on migrate. Same thing. It will take you to the same place. Click on migrate. Where do you want to migrate your machines? SCI, we are not covering that, right? We are moving machines to Azure VM. Click continue. Now, do you want to move all of these machines or you want to move half of them, one of them? You can select it here, right? But in this case, we want to move both of these machines together. So I'll select that. Click on migrate. Now look at this, guys. One thing.
Sohail, here,
Yes, please ask. Who's this?
yeah, Tessinia.
Yes, Tesla.
So here, when we clicked on the Azure portal, no, so one was test migration done, and for the another machine, it was never performed. So it is possible to migrate to both the machines.
Yes, yes, it is. Obviously, as I said initially, you will have 10
Hmm.
machines to migrate. You're not going to do the test migration for all of them. You are going to
Okay.
do the test migration only for one machine. अगर
Okay.
आप हर एक का टेस्ट माइग्रेशन करते रहोगे, so it will be a never ending process.
Yeah.
क्रिटिकल मशीन्स है, कोई है, व्हेन यूजर और क्लाइंट इज डिमांडिंग ये चार मशीनें पहले सबका टेस्ट माइग्रेशन कर लो, यू विल डू इट फाइन. अगेन अगेन वो दैट विल नॉट बी योर कॉल, बिकॉज एवरी माइग्रेशन एवरी आवर्स विल बी चार्ज टू क्लाइंट, राइट? योर इंजीनियर, योर आर्किटेक्ट, ये आर्ली बेस पे चार्ज करती है आपकी कंपनी उनको. सो इफ क्लाइंट इज रेडी टू
Mhm.
पे, आप 200 मशीन का टेस्ट माइग्रेशन करवा लो, देन 200 मशीन का ये करवा लो. इट डजंट मैटर टू देम, राइट? बट नॉर्मली यू विल सी, अगर 10 मशीन्स है, एक एप्लीकेशन के 50 मशीन है, तो उसमें एक का भी टेस्ट माइग्रेशन कर लिया आपने, इट्स मोर देन इनफ.
ठीक है.
So you click here, guys, and then you start click on migrate. But look at this, now these two machines are up and running here. ये वर्क कर रहा है यहाँ पर, ठीक है. I click on migrate. It will start migration, and at the same time it will shut down these machines. And one more thing, guys. Yesterday we talked about one issue which is called delta sync, right? Now, what is a delta sync? Delta sync is nothing but ये जो shut down होने से पहले, now if you remember, uh, test migration में we did a migration, we started test migration at 11:13, I guess. By the way, look at this. Machine is being shut down automatically. Can you see, guys? ये दोनों बंद हो गई machine अपने आप. Why? It is being done from here. Okay. Right. So I was saying, if you guys remember, आपका जो ये था last sync, what was the time of the last sync? Do you remember last sync time? What was it?
10:54
Yes.
a.m.
11:15,
27:10.
11:18 we started, and 10:54, 6 मिनट का gap था. And I told you, when you do the actual migration, we will figure out to do something about that gap. So you don't have to do anything manually. What happens when you start the actual migration, right? When you start the actual migration, what will it do? It will shut down your machine. But before it shut down your machine, it will do a delta sync. A delta sync is, before shutting down, it will stop the machine from all incoming data, etc. And it will take the final copy. तो वो 6 मिनट का भी जो गैप होगा, right? लास्ट 6 मिनट का गैप उसको भी कवर कर लेगा. सो एट द टाइम व्हेन योर मशीन वाज शट डाउन, एग्जैक्ट डेटा जो भी होगा, वो डेटा आपका फिर से सिंक हो गया. एंड वेयर इज इट सिंक? इट इज सिंक्ड टू दिस अकाउंट, स्टोरेज अकाउंट, एंड फ्रॉम स्टोरेज अकाउंट टू दिस डिस्क. एंड इसी डिस्क से आपकी मशीन्स जो है वो बनना रेडी हो जाएगी. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड योर डेल्टा सिंक. You don't have to do anything manually. It happens automatically, but you need to remember the term that is delta sync. And using the delta sync, you make sure that not a single minute's data is being left behind. We are not leaving anything, even if it is 6 minutes data, we are not leaving it on your on-premises servers. So now if you can check on-prem server, these have been shut down already. So now there is no way कि कोई न्यू डेटा आएगा. अब जितना भी इसमें टाइम लगेगा माइग्रेशन में 1 hour 2 hour, there is no way कि कोई न्यू डेटा आएगा. Now if I refresh it, I should get some error. So if I open here 192. Okay, why am I still seeing the website, guys, when server is off? Can you tell me?
कैसे?
Cache, simple. So it's always recommended for testing. Use a private browser, use a different browser, use different machine. Look at this. It's not loading, which means my applications are down. Now, any new user, anything, no new data is coming here. And whatever data was there, it has been synced using Delta Sync. That has been done. So now the new machine which I'll be having, I will have the exact same data which I had on my old machine, right? Now, we are playing with IPs. Normally, in production environment, you will never play with IPs, as in no one will test using IPs. You must be aware of the concept of DNS. I had shared some videos as well. DNS act like as your phone book, जहां पर आप IP के ऊपर एक नाम का लेबल लगा देते हो, right? जहां पर नंबर के आगे एक नाम का लेबल लगा देते हो. So if I want to give a DNS name to this website, I will call it UT-Kloud.com, or I will call it tsoft, whatever I want to. And behind that, I will give this IP address. So my users, end users, they don't know the IP address. They simply know the name. उस name से वो website को test करेंगे. After migration, what will I do? I'll go to my DNS server. I'll go and find tsoft.com or utcloud.com, और वहां पर जो ये IP दिया हुआ था 192.168.0.6, I will replace this IP with the new IP, new private IP, which my machine has got, and they will be able to access it. So you don't have to worry about it. एंड जो कोडिंग्स वगैरह में भी यूज होता है, आपके किसी स्क्रिप्टिंग में होगा, कहीं से कोई मशीन कोई जॉब कॉल कर रहा होगा, दे ऑल्सो डोंट यूज आईपीस, बिकॉज आईपीस दे मे गेट चेंज. आईपीस चेंज होते हैं कई बार, so they don't rely on IP. They will use a name, and that name will have the IPs. If you check this one, look at this. This is my machine's DNS. This machine's DNS. So no matter if I change the IP of this machine, I will still be able to RDP to to my machine or any website if I have. I will be able to do that using this name. Using this name, I will be able to connect. Got it, guys? This is your DNS. Simple. Okay, by the way, why
Yes.
am I not getting the login page? Can anyone tell me? Why am I getting the? I'm telling you that using the DNS name, I should be able to get it, but I'm not getting it. Why?
We have
RDP is disabled.
VM is stopped.
Yes,
I
RDP is
guess.
disabled. It's too far, Imran bhai. The first
हम्म.
thing you should see the status of VM. Your VM is
हाँ.
stopped.
ये हाँ.
तो RDP तक तो जाने की
हम्म.
जरूरत ही नहीं है आपको. First you will say start the machine and then check. Right? So please make sure whenever you start troubleshooting or whenever you start your answer for the troubleshooting, you come from bottom. Do not jump directly. एकदम last stage पे. Sorry. Do not jump to the last step, guys. Right? Don't do that. Sorry. So I was saying, do not jump to the last step, which says delete the machine, take the backup, or create new machine. Don't do that. Those are very last steps. Start from scratch, very basic. When was the last time were you able to access? Try using IP. Is machine on? Are you able to ping? What basic troubleshooting you have to start. Again, those troubleshootings as well, you will get here. The section which I always recommend you to go ahead and check. Diagnose and help. यहाँ पर आप सब check कर सकते हो that if you're not able to RDP to machine, what needs to be done. यहाँ पर आपको सब कुछ मिल जाएगा. So please make sure that you spend some time on this section, be it any service. storage, VM, migration, anything, DR, VNet pairing, anything. You go here and diagnose and solve problem. You'll get n number of scenarios with troubleshooting steps, and it will be easier for you. Okay, so this is still in progress, guys. Meanwhile, we can start taking some questions if you guys have any. Look at this, by the way, it has started creating the machines. Again, this is a temporary name. Now, ultimately, when we will have a result, it will have the exact same name. It won't even have temp, it won't have anything. Exact same name होगा ये machines जैसा. Apart from this Windows, क्योंकि Windows एक trademark है, and if you remember, yesterday I changed that name. It didn't allow us to take Windows, and we did type win, I guess. तो वो नाम ले लेगा. Okay. Sorry, Prabhat, you were asking some question in last session. While this is happening, we have some time, so you guys can ask some questions if you want. Yes, guys, anyone has any question?
I was hello. Am I audible?
Yes, yes, you are.
Okay, so I was asking that when we are migrating machines from Azure subscription to Azure subscription,
Hmm.
do we have to do assessment and everything in that case
No,
as
no,
well?
no. Why would you do that? It is not a migration. It is simply moving your machine from one subscription to another subscription, one region to another region. You don't have to do this kind of assessment, but obviously some sort of assessment will be there. I'll tell you why. I have a region where I have this machine with availability zone, and I am asking you to move it to some region where I do not have availability zone. Do you think you'll be able to do the move as it is, or will there be some loss of services? Some regions supports availability zone, few regions they do not support. So if I'm moving something here to there, I will have to tell the user कि वहां पर availability zone नहीं है. So if you're moving your machine, all of the machines can be moved to one particular zone without availability zone feature. तो basic type का assessment तो हर जगह होगा, no doubt. But using this tool, इस तरह का assessment, you won't have to do it. Yes, guys. Any other questions? Did you do you guys have any questions on this one, or was it clear to you? The disk one which we discussed yesterday, I realized that we went a little bit fast. So if you guys have any doubts, any questions, we can still spend some time here on data box concept.
वो कॉन्सेप्ट क्या है, मुझे वही समझ में नहीं आया है कि वो डेटा बॉक्स किसके लिए यूज होता है.
It is to copy your data. See, migration is not only about your machines. ठीक है, आपके databases भी हो गए, so you can transfer your database भी. ठीक है, डेटाबेस को भी आप माइग्रेट कर सकते हो. डेटाबेस एज इन एसक्यूएल, ओरेकल, मोंगोडीबी एटसेट्रा, दोज आर योर डेटाबेस. बट इट्स नॉट ओनली सर्वर्स एंड इट्स नॉट ओनली डेटाबेसेस. यू हैव कोर डेटा. कोर डेटा भी पड़ा हुआ है आपके पास. टीबीज में डेटा पड़ा हुआ, वो भी आपको माइग्रेट करना है. राइट, देन व्हाट कैन यू डू? इट कुड बी फाइल्स, इमेजेस. सो वेरी बेसिक ऑप्शन. ओके, इफ आई टेल यू दैट आई हैव एक मुश्किल से बस 50 MB का एक फाइल है, and I want to move that to this storage account. What will you suggest? Let's start from here. ये storage account में मेरे पास एक 50 MB के resumes पड़े हैं लोगों के. I just want to move those resumes. What will you suggest? How should I do it? Or let me create a new storage for you.
In
File
that case
share,
we can upload the
file
files
share
in
you can use.
One minute.
jobs.
Let's do it. Okay. Do anyone remember the rule here? If I want to name a storage account, what are the rules, conditions?
It should be unique,
Should be unique.
Unique.
small
What
case
else?
and number. Small case and number.
Yes. It should be unique, either small case, or I can have small case n number. Without number is also fine. Primary service I'm not selecting. This is fine. Very basic. We'll going ahead. Okay, this is the soft delete I was talking about, that for migration, if you have to create a cache account, this should be disabled. But nowadays in new one, you don't have to worry about it. Azure is creating the storage account by itself, so you don't have to worry. Now, while this migration is being done, guys, let's spend some time here. Planned failover for one machine, I think it's done. Windows machine, it's done. Uh, Linux machine, still in progress. We'll see that.
Sohail bhai, Hassan here.
Yes, Hasan, tell me.
I was just reading about the migration the other day.
Hmm.
Um, uh, there's this thing they mentioned about the final cutover thing. Okay,
Hmm.
तो अभी तो हम लोग मतलब considering this scenario,
Hmm.
machine on premise पे या आपकी जो machine थी पहले
Hmm.
वाली,
Hmm.
it got shut down and it got started on the cloud.
Right.
So where was the final cutover? Like
That was the final
as you
cutover.
mentioned, was it
Delta sync,
delta
it's
sync
known
is
as
the thing?
final
Okay.
cutover. वही आपका final cutover होता है.
Okay. So still there is a chance that it won't be highly available or not exactly highly available, but एक time रहेगा कि for a few seconds or so machine unavailable रहेगी, right?
Few seconds नहीं, few hours लगेंगे. How will you get it done in few
No,
seconds?
even if we talk about minimizing the downtime,
Hmm.
at least I can expect even for the smallest application for a few minutes at least machine down रहेगा, right? Or
हाँ, definitely. I'm telling you, not a few minutes. It will take hours. You will never see एक दो घंटे से कम के डाउन टाइम पे कोई माइग्रेशन आप देखोगे ही नहीं.
okay.
Okay. So machines are up and running, guys. Here, let's see which subnet it is using. So I'll come to know whether it is using NSG. It is using Windows machine subnet, which means NSG is already being applied here. It is also using Windows machine subnet. इसका भी मतलब है NSG apply हो रहा है. Now the only thing which we have to do, it's assign the public IP and test these machines. We don't even have to assign a public IP, but just for the testing purpose, we will do that. Look at this. Same NSG, it's being applied. We didn't. I hope guys you are getting it right. I did not apply any NSG to this machine. Nick, तो ये NSG कहाँ से आया?
Subnets.
Yes, because I assigned that at the subnet level and I use the same subnet here. It was just the name that it was saying. A public IP already exists with the same name. You cannot create another one. So I randomly gave any name. Okay, while this is being done, here the storage account. Fine. So guys, I told you migration मतलब सिर्फ machines app नहीं होके data भी जो है वो भी migration होता है. So I was asking, if I have 50 MB का file, how would you suggest me to get that file on cloud? मुझको migration करना है. 50 MB भी क्यों ना migration है. It's not a database. ठीक है, database migration अलग होगा. We have already talked about it. DMA, I hope you remember, data migration assessment tool. This tool, you connect your SQL, you connect your database, whatever database you have, Database migration is a different thing, storage is different thing, guys. Right? I'm talking about the plain data. Storage का data पड़ा हुआ है मेरे पास फिलहाल 50 MB के resumes है. What do you suggest? How should I transfer that data here? How should I migrate that data here?
We can use the Azure Blob and Azure File Share service
Okay, so
with
चलो
the help
I'm just
of
saying blob. Forget file share. I'm saying everything should go to blob. Now what next? मैंने storage account बना लिया. ठीक है.
uh,
Container.
with the help of
Now how do I get that data here?
Azure Storage Explorer, we
Yes.
can get that
Right. So
data.
if I create a container, once I create this container, very first thing what I can do here is click here and upload it. बहुत ही छोटा data है. No migration, nothing required. Click here and upload it. Simple. Click browse file, upload it. बहुत छोटे data के लिए done. Now, it's not always about the size. ठीक है, कई बार छोटा साइज होता है लेकिन logs टाइप का फाइल होता है ना, it takes a lot of time. उसको आप ऐसे अपलोड ये करोगे यहाँ से तो it will show number of hours, number of days डेटा कॉपी होने के लिए. You can't do that every time. What do you use then? You use Storage Explorer. I hope everyone remember we had a thorough practical on this Storage Explorer, Microsoft Storage Explorer. Right? Because to do this, you'll have to give portals access. You are not migrating everything. आपने बनाकर दे दिया, migrate कोई और कर रहा है, तो आपको उसको portal का access देना पड़ेगा. If you don't want to give portals access, then you can use Storage Explorer, Microsoft Storage Explorer. यहाँ पे either they can sign in or they can connect to storage account. We have seen that how to connect using keys etc. Key, SAS वो सब हमने डिटेल में देखा है स्टोरेज वाले सेक्शन में. सो आई एम नॉट रिपीटिंग दैट. आप वो कर लो, यहाँ से अपलोड कर लो. दैट इज सेकेंड मेथड. ये भी लेकिन एक लिमिटेड डेटा के लिए ये होता है. नाउ लुक एट दिस डेटा माइग्रेशन. It will show you some options that if I want to bring some files from here to there, transfer scenario, data migration using easy copy, कहाँ से डेटा आ रहा है, किस तरह से ये हो रहा है, ये सारे चीजों को आप देखोगे यहाँ पर. इट विल गिव यू मेनी ऑप्शंस. बट अगेन ये सब भी जो है एक लिमिटेड इसके लिए काफी है. 1 TB 2 TB 10 TB बहुत ज्यादा ये हो जाता है एक्सपांड. देन यू विल नॉट रिलाई ऑन दीज सॉल्यूशंस. then you need the actual migration solution. Now what is that? If you go ahead here, Azure Migrate, like we have servers migration, we have database, we have web app. Similarly, they have given data box option for migration. What kind of migration are you doing? Are you exporting data from Azure to outside, or are you, it could be outside or it could be Azure to Azure other region, etc. Or are you importing data? What is the case? In my case, it is import, right? We have data on our on-prem, एक NAS storage account में, it could be NAS or SAN, storage attached network, right? It could be anything. वहां पर मेरे पास एक 50 TB का डेटा पड़ा हुआ है. 50 TB moving over this software, it's a huge task. थोड़ा भी ग्लिच हो जाता है डेटा में, इश्यूज आएंगे. यू विल नेवर नो कितना ट्रांसफर हो चुका है कितना नहीं. डुप्लीकेशन होने के चांस है, डेटा करप्ट होने के चांस है. इट्स a huge risk. So to avoid that, what Microsoft has done, they are saying use data box. What is a data box feature? You select your data that you're importing, select your subscription, select your resource group, कहां पर आपको data चाहिए. Obviously, you select your region and you select your destination. Here the region means किस country में चाहिए. Apply. And it will show you multiple options. Now, what are the options? That you can order one disk. Now, everything, whatever you see here, ये सब जो है एक ये है आपके physical hardware disk है. Let me see if we can get it here. And meanwhile, guys, these machines are ready. Let's quickly check. So at least we'll be done with one practical, right? Can you see the IP address for these machines? 74, 233, 215, 88. That is the IP address for Linux machine. Please try that and let me know if you guys are able to access the Linux website. I've shared the IP address. Yes, guys, are you able
Linux
to
is
access this?
accessible.
It is,
Yes.
right? Similarly, we can do for Windows. Right? Okay. So now coming back to this. So this is your migration, guys. Those few steps are still pending, but those are not technical steps. इसके आगे मुझको बस आपको बताना है हैंडओवर कैसे होता है. So we'll do that once we are done with this migration वाला, क्योंकि process सब में same होगा. Technically, it's completed. Nothing else needs to be done over there. ये मशीन्स को शट डाउन करना है, दे वोंट डू इमीडिएटली, एज इन डीकमीशन करना है, सिस्टम टीम वोंट डू इट इमीडिएटली. शट डाउन इनको छोड़ देते हैं वो महीने 2 महीने तक. व्हेन एवरीथिंग इज रनिंग स्मूथली ऑन अज्योर, then they will go ahead and start deleting these machines. They will delete these machines, literally go ahead here and delete. Simple. Because they don't want to pay extra for this, and they don't want to pay extra on cloud as well. यहाँ पर मशीन बंद भी हो तो they are using this hardware, right? अल्टीमेटली इस हार्डवेयर को कहीं काम में ले लेंगे, उस रैम को कहीं पर काम में ले सकते हैं. इस लाइसेंस को इफ दे हैव नॉट यूज्ड इट ऑन अज्योर, दे कैन यूज दिस लाइसेंस समवेयर एल्स. So they will decommission this machine, but you don't do that. It's their IT team, they will do it, but they will do it only once they are sure that it is working fine. So this is how it is now. Their resources are free. So this is all about migration, guys. Okay, let's talk about this data migration, and then we'll talk about the handover process. राइट. सो आई वाज सेइंग कि आपको अगर डिस्क ये करना है, ऑर्डर करना है, सो व्हाटएवर यू सी हियर, ये सब हार्डवेयर की बात चल रही है अभी, ठीक है. वी आर नॉट डूइंग एनीथिंग बेस्ड ऑन सॉफ्टवेयर, नो कनेक्टिविटी, वीपीएन वगैरह कुछ नहीं चाहिए इसमें. व्हाई? व्हाट एम आई सेइंग हियर, दैट आई वांट टू एक्सपोर्ट सम डेटा using this feature, which is import export job, using this feature. So what you can do, you can order a disk. इसमें क्या आएगा आपको, एक हार्ड डिस्क आएगी, लिटरली या फिजिकली हार्ड डिस्क आएगी, राइट. यू कैन सेंड अप टू 10 डिस्क पर ऑर्डर. एक ऑर्डर में मैं 10 डिस्क ऑर्डर कर सकता हूँ, विच मीन्स 10 TB का डेटा मैं यहाँ से ट्रांसफर कर सकता हूँ. लेट मी शो यू देम. एक बार मैं बता देता हूँ, यू विल गेट अ बेटर आइडिया. लुक एट दिस. इस तरह से मुझको लिटरली 10 डिस्क आएंगे इफ आई एम ऑर्डरिंग 10 ऑफ देम. इफ आई एम ऑर्डरिंग वन, एक आएगा. ये केबल वगैरह इस तरह से आएगा. आई विल अटैच दैट टू माई लैपटॉप और टू माई सर्वर. इस तरह से आई विल कॉपी द डेटा. ये कुछ कमांड्स वगैरह दिया होगा उन्होंने. दे विल कॉपी द डेटा कंप्लीटली. लुक एट दिस. सी ड्राइव से यहाँ से उठा के ये पूरा का पूरा कॉपी कर लेगा. ये डेटा कॉपी हो गया, देन यू विल सिंपली टेल देम दैट इट हैज बीन कॉपीड, और वो अपना डिस्क वापस ले जाएंगे. हु? अज्योर पीपल. वंस इट हैज बीन कॉपीड, वंस दे हैव टेकन इट बैक, इस तरह से आपको दिखेगा 100% कॉपी वगैरह हो गया है. व्हाट आर दे गोइंग टू डू इट नाउ? डिस्क ले गए, अब क्या? दे विल कॉपी योर डेटा टू योर स्टोरेज अकाउंट. मतलब जो काम आप मैन्युअली कर रहे थे अपलोड करके या इजी कॉपी फाइल से, दीज गाइज आर डूइंग इट. सो दे आर सेंडिंग यू द डिस्क. आप उसमें अपना डेटा कॉपी करो, यू सेंड इट बैक टू देम. पिकअप भी वही अरेंज कराते हैं, बट दे विल चार्ज यू. ऑब्वियसली कॉस्ट हर चीज का रहेगा, राइट. दे विल चार्ज you for that, and they will start copying your data to your storage account. So if you take this service, what you will have to do, you'll have to copy your data. But even if you send 10 disks to them, 10 TB का data, they will copy it to only one storage account. You can name it. ये जब fill करते हो आप, let me show you how to request it. Select. While selecting itself, ये पूछेगा कि कौन ऑर्डर कर रहा है उसको. So I'll say, okay, UT-Kloud. This is the resource group. Name इसका हमको दे देते हैं टेस्ट. नेक्स्ट, जॉब डिटेल्स. डेस्टिनेशन कहाँ पे जाएगा आपका डेटा? ईस्ट यूएस. Okay, once it goes to East UH, in which storage account do you want us to copy this data? So here I'm selecting this data. Here I'm selecting this data. ठीक है. journal files, you don't have to worry about it. इसमें डेटा का मेटा डेटा वगैरह होता है आपका. So you upload a file here. As of now, I'm going to upload a dummy file here. It won't accept though. It should be in JR and XML format. जिसमें डेटा का मेटा डेटा होता है. इट्स वेरी इजी थिंग, यू डोंट हैव टू वरी अबाउट इट. जस्ट रिमेंबर that there is a journal file which you need to update while ordering this. Next, do you want to encrypt your data? You can do it using customer managed key. If you don't want, it's okay. Again, I'm not going in detail because ये हमने अच्छे से किया है की वॉल्ट से किस तरह से डेटा को encrypt करना है. Right? Return shipping, कि आपको ये भेजना कैसे है. Right? So you can put your details. यहाँ पर you will require your admin team's help. Admin as in not system admin or cloud admin, your actual admin जो आपका postage and shipping etc देखता है आपकी कंपनी में. You'll require their help as well. You'll type your address. Whoever is the contact person over there, your data center engineer, right? This you'll type here. You'll type your telephone number here, everything. Once this is done, you will, once it is added, email address, save this address for future jobs also if you want. Click next. Next. This is the pricing it is asking. And once everything is now, obviously we have some error here and here. Once this is done, you will review and create it. Once your job is created, the request has been sent to Microsoft and they will send you 10 disk, 1 disk, whatever you have ordered. आप कॉपी करोगे, they will send pick it up again. Courier adjust करवाना उनका काम है. Once it is done, they will copy the data in storage account. Which storage account? The one which you have selected. Even if it is 10 disk, एक ही storage account में जाएगा. उसके बाद data segregate करना है. आप multiple storage account बनाओ और internally segregate करते रहो. Is this clear to everyone? Yes, Prabhat?
Yes.
Is it clear now?
Yes. Yes.
Similarly, same concept पे now you have enough data. File folder permissions are also taken care. Yes, once you copy using robocopy copies everything, your files and permissions, etc. Everything it copies. वैसे भी NTFS it doesn't work on your Azure storage, तो वहां पर जाके आपके files and permission का method change होने ही वाला है. So even if it copies, उतना helpful नहीं है वो चीज. But yes, when you use robocopy, and they will give you instructions कि how to copy. उसके बाद जो है वो सब कुछ कॉपी कर लेता है, परमिशंस एक्सेट्रा. बट वो परमिशंस वहां पर कोई काम की नहीं होने वाली है. स्टोरेज में परमिशन का कॉन्सेप्ट पूरा अलग है, विंडोज में परमिशन का कॉन्सेप्ट पूरा अलग है. Okay. Similarly, if your data box it's of if you are have more data, you can go for data box disk, which is for 35 TB. Same concept, select करना है, address वगैरह ये करना है. Same concept that it will copy the data to one storage account. Right? इसकी costing वगैरह you can check here. Right? You have more data, you can go for data box, which is 80 TB. Benefit you get here, they can copy the data across 10 storage accounts. Now you can give them 10 storage accounts. How is it beneficial? I told you that Azure is not charging you anything for ingress, as in incoming data. ये चार्ज जो कर रहा हो तो अपने डिस्क का किराया रेंट वगैरह चार्ज कर रहा है. But the data which you are copying in inbound, it's not charging anything. But the moment once it is there on their portal, if you want to export, they will charge. If you want to move from one storage account to another storage account, they will charge. तो यहाँ पर आपको ऑलरेडी ऑप्शन मिल रहा है 10 डिफरेंट स्टोरेज अकाउंट में. सो वट एवर योर बिजनेस प्लान इज, वट एवर योर कंपनी सेग्रीगेशन डिपार्टमेंट्स वगैरह है, आप ऑलरेडी उस तरह से इसको डिवाइड कर सकते हो डेटा को. इन दिस केस और इन दिस केस it's only one storage account. You guys will have to do that later manually और उसका cost आपको लगेगा. Simply you have more data, you can use data box heavy. इसको आप 10 days रख सकते हो, उसके बाद एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट लगेगा. इसको 20 days रख सकते हो, उसके बाद एक्स्ट्रा कॉस्ट लगेगा. It will copy in 10 storage account, this will also copy in 10 storage account. ये सब जो है इसके सेगमेंट्स है. दिस इज प्रीमियम, इसमें डेटा बहुत फास्ट कॉपी होता है एक्सेट्रा, वो सारी चीजें हैं. इफ यू कम टू प्राइसिंग, यहाँ पर लुक एट दिस, प्राइसिंग आपको यहाँ पर दिख रहा है कि अगर आप डेटा बॉक्स लेते हो सो 7,946 रुपीज, 1 यूनिट, 10 days इंक्लूडेड. ठीक है, सबसे छोटा वाला. डेटा बॉक्स डिस्क लेते हो 1 यूनिट, 1 पैकेज, 2,509 rupees. If you go ahead and take data box heavy, it will cost you 1,25,000, right? Sorry, 20 days included. If you take data box gateway, it's something different, so we'll not talk about it. You don't have to know everything and anything, so that's fine. That is again a software method, right? So let me see if I can show you some pictures. Here it is. This is your data disk, 1 TB वाला जो है data box. I think ये 80 TB वाला है, 35 TB वाला, 80 TB वाला होगा maybe. This is the heaviest one. Just because we were able to see the pricing in INR, that doesn't mean that it is applicable everywhere. I think we don't have this feature in Indian region and not even in mostly European region, and US के भी सारे region में नहीं है. East US to West US, वहां पर आपको ये वाला होगा. इसके लिए they literally have to send a cargo ship for this data box heavy. It can have data more than 1 petabyte on cloud directly. Okay. So this is how it looks. This is how you can order. Uh, this is the picture. I'll share it for you for your reference. I'll share it on our WhatsApp group. Right? It will give you a basic idea how it works. And even if you don't have the basic idea of this, कि ये सब कैसे होता है, it's okay. What you should understand that when you go to migrate, you have server migration, you have database, you have web app, and you have data disk option. And these are the details which we have in data disk. Pricing ये वो सब कुछ आपको याद नहीं है तो भी it's okay. Segments भी याद नहीं है, that is also fine. That's completely fine. You should know that there is a concept like this when interviewer is being adamant that I don't want कि मेरा data center में internet connectivity ही नहीं है. And now I want to migrate my data. Not servers, not database, not web apps. I just want to migrate my data. Can you send me a pen drive and do this? So yes, not a literally pen drive, but we can send you a disk, and this is the option which we have. Is this clear, guys, to everyone?
Yes.
Okay. We have only 1 minute left in this session. We'll finish this one, join the next session, and we'll do some Q&A and basic processes. No more technical. So if someone wants to drop, feel free to drop. But we'll be discussing the interview questions, etc. But no more technical training after this for this session. Right, so let's stop. They will take a break of 5 minutes and we'll join at 12:25, guys, using the same link. Thank you.